Howdy train fans, welcome back to the Chattanooga Southern Railroad. I know it's been a little while. I've been doing a lot of family stuff, swim meets, traveling, things like that. Summertime is just one of those times where you're spending more time outdoors than indoors. So give you an update about what I have been doing when I've been able to steal a few minutes here and there. Number one thing is in regards to the newest expansion. I'll back up here so you can see the whole thing, but I've been playing with this track plan again. As I mentioned in previous videos, I let something sit, I come back, day later, a couple days later, and I start to think about operations and how I want it to operate, and then also try to think about the history of how that trackage came to be. So what you're going to see here is the first 4 tracks have pretty much remained untouched. One of the things I am going to do is I'm flopping this crossover here to the other direction to allow the train to come all the way in and let the engine escape that way. The other thing I've been doing is playing with this whole alignment back here, and part of the reasons I started thinking about buildings that I have, don't have, want to get, and what kind of industries I want to serve here. So I'm tried to create a very big space here, because what I want to do is I want to put that Sterling Consolidated Dairy there. Now, it won't be a dairy place when I put it on the layout, but that building is pretty decent size. It should fit there. Now, the other thing I've been working on is back over in here and what I want that to look like, and how trains, a locomotive would shuttle cars in and out of there. And so I wanted to make it somewhat interesting, and I think I've done that now. I am 99% sure that this is going to be the track plan down here. Another update is, I don't know if you noticed it, but I have installed a light up there. I've also increased the wattage of the bulb, so they went from 60 watts all the way up to 100 watts. Another update, as you kind of saw there, is I started laying out the backdrop and what it's going to look like, and I'm really liking it. Another thing is I bought one of these background buildings from PTF, or it's actually PGH Train Fanatic, and I got it off of eBay, and I have to say, it's pretty decent. The only couple complaints I have about it is, one, I think it's great for just a background building. This is the abandoned warehouse, which I think looks pretty cool. The graphics are great. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it depending on which way you look at it. I need to experiment how to weather that. I also want to touch up a little bit about what's going on there on the roof. And I'm not too happy about the ends just being painted. I thought the graphic was going to wrap the corners there. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do there as well. The only other complaint I have about this is that it took forever to get it. I mean, he says on his eBay page that they ship within 3 to 5 days. It literally took him 2 weeks and 2 emails from me to get this out the door. It was well packaged when it got here. He was very nice and responded to both emails. Basically, he said he was completely swamped with orders, which I get. But just be mindful. I would allow at least 3 weeks from the time you order it to when you get it. So I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to buy more of them from him, but we'll see. In addition to the backdrop stuff, I think I mentioned this the other day, is I picked up, if it'll focus, a couple cans of paint. Yes, that's Benjamin Moore. Okay, I buy quality paint. And so for the backdrop, I've picked up what's called Ocean Breeze. So this is the color that, kind of a sky blue. and I went through just about every color they had. That wasn't just walk in, pick one, and walk out. So I think that's going to look really good here, especially with the daylight light bulbs that I've got. I also picked up what is called clay, and that's going to be my base color before I put scenery down. And one of the reasons I've bought the Benjamin Moore, well, there's two reasons. One, this color has a very specific code to it. So I can go in, if I need more, I can go in and say I need this color code, and they can match it exactly. Same with the clay. Okay, so it's going to be more readily available than, you know, the what I call the mess up paint that you find in the bins. It's a way to save some money, but I'd rather have the consistency. The other thing is I love Benjamin Moore paint. I painted my entire house inside with it, and even though it's been like 5 years, we did some touch-ups after that. We used a Wizzy roller to, you know, get all the scuffs and nail holes and all that stuff. You can't even tell that it was going over again. So the quality of that paint is phenomenal for touch-ups and coverings. And as you well know, doing a backdrop, you're going to hit it, ding it, nick it. I want to be able to, if it focuses, paint, do touch-ups as we go. Another update, I've been doing some heavy reading around wiring because I'm getting closer to that stage. Not only did I get Larry Puckett's book about wiring, but I also got Dave's book about signals and interlockings, because I really do want to do some signaling on this layout. So that's one of the plans. I've been doing some heavy reading so that when I get this track down, I'll be ready to start wiring it. Other things, I picked up some other power-based equipment, a couple of surge protectors, some extension cords, another shop light for over top of my work table back there, because you can see it's quite dark. Definitely have finalized the location of these. Very happy with those. The other thing I wanted to show you, I mentioned last time that I was working on these control panels. So this one right here, although the schematic is not right for that section right now, I was playing with that in the computer. And so I went in, and if I can get off the light glare, this is what I was planning on doing. So I'll have the name of the railroad, the location that the panel's operating, and you can see how I've put in the bottom 4 tracks that you see over there, right? Now, one thing I have learned about the touch toggles is the device that sits behind here is 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch. So although this works longitudinally to place those, and I've got plenty of room to put them, as I get up into here, I'm going to have a problem with vertical spacing between those and where these dots are going to be. So I'm already started to expand this out and add in the other tracks, and I've got to modify it based off of that track plan over there. So that's in the works, but I think that looks, I think that looks pretty darn cool, if you ask me. So other than that, not much else. I am going to be busy. I'm on vacation this week for the July 4th weekend. Probably will not get much work on this yet, done yet, on this week off. But I will get you an update as soon as I can. So with that, happy 4th to everybody. Hope you enjoy time with your family and your friends, and be safe with those fireworks, right? Because we all, us model railroaders, we need our fingers and our eyes when doing our hobby. So with that, I will see you down the tracks. Bye.